So we are gonna start with my cooldowns. Here I clicked an icon and I have an icon with nothing on it. So first of all, I would go here to trigger to select the spell or the buff or or the debuff that I want to track. So I'm going to trigger, and for the cooldowns I would go to status. In status you can select a whole bunch of things that you can track shit with it. There's a lot of things here: weapon enchant, unique characterization, totem, threat situations, swing timer, stance, form, auras, all that stuff. You can just select anything that you want to track. For the cooldowns I would go for action usable, and you have here the spell. You would here type the name of the spell that you want to track. So I would go for bark skin first. And here I have bark skin. As you can see, it appeared automatically. The icon was selected as it is in the spell box. Also, you should know that when you are writing the name of the spell, you should make sure that you are writing the exact same name in the spell box, or it will not be triggered. Alright, let's go to display. Here you have the automatic icon like this. I wouldn't really use that. I usually do it manually. I don't know, it's kinda buggy. And there you have the load when you want to load the spell. Here I check the in combat, and I will check the player name. I check I tap down the character that I want this spell to appear to. So I selected, or I wrote down the name of the character right here. And then you have in combat. Basically in combat, so when we are out of combat, you don't see the icon in the middle of the screen. You only see it when you go in combat. Only in combat. So let me show you after I finish this. You have actions. Actions, if you want to like write down anything that you like to say when this spell is ready. I don't really use that. I usually use the sounds. I'll go to sound, check it. I would go to, you have a whole bunch of sounds right here. I'm gonna go for bicorn. You can, I bet you heard it. There's a lot of things here.
Your mama puts out on weekends.
Alright. Then we go to animation. Animation is how do you want to display the icon. So I will go to present. I'll go to fade in. When this icon is ready, it will fade in to the screen. And here the main, I will go to present. I would go to pulse. In pulse, as you can see, it's pulsing. When the icon is ready to use and you have it, it's gonna pulse for you in the middle of the screen or wherever you want the icon. And here, finish. You go to present and you have, I would go to fade out. Of course, it's up to you guys to pick whatever you like. I'm just showing you what this do. Okay, so I have now bark skin ready. if I go to box skin, as you can see, you heard it, the horn, and you have the box skin in the screen. Now, if I use it, as you can see, it disappears. So that's it for bark skin. I will go again for weakauras. Okay, so just do not waste time in every spell or cooldown that you want to make. For example, I have around 5 cooldowns that I want to track on my druid. So I would just simply make a duplicate of the first one that I made, and I would rename it to the next spell that I want to track, say Enrage. And I will go to trigger in the Enrage one, and I would remove bark skin since it's a duplicate from the first one, and I would go here, type Enrage, and as you can see, it's selected. You don't want to check anything else here. I would go to display, choose the icon, Enrage. It's right here. So everything that you put here is gonna be duplicated here. The only difference is you have to rename the spell that you want to track. You have to change the icon. So we have 2 icons. Let me make the rest, and I will be back to you. If I go like that, it will be kinda messy in the screen. Let me show you. As you can see, it's on top of each other. Alright, so I would like to change that. First of all, I would go to weakauras and make a dynamic group. In the dynamic group, I would go name it Cooldowns. Here I would, as you can see, there is a small icon called group. Put this display in a group. I'll click on it and click the group that I just made. Click the group, click the group, click the group. Alright, it's all grouped now. Click on the group. As you can see, they're all here. Okay, that's it for the cooldowns. I would go now to the buffs. So if you want to track a buff like Kings or Might, or in my case Thorns for the Druid, I would go to Icon again, and I go to Trigger. I leave it as it is, Aura. I go here for the aura name. I write down the name of the spell that I want to track. Thorns. Here you have the another aura name. For example, the Paladin. If you want to track or have a reminder for the seals. So if I'm using, for example, seal of command, I would write it here. I wouldn't have to make another display icon for another seal. I would just write it here, seal of command, seal of vengeance, and then it will open another one. Let me show you. Command, as you can see, open another one. You write down the seal name, and it would appear one by one. So that's it for the aura name. Alright, so it is gonna be tracking either that or that, and you select the icon, of course, and then you have the unit. Where do you want to track this buff or a debuff? So in my case, I am tracking this on myself, player, and I would go to select the aura type. Here, what is it? a debuff or a buff. So in my case, thorns is a buff. Here I would choose own only, which means if you have this aura, from someone else, if you would like to have this aura from someone else, you wouldn't have to select this one. But in my case, since it's a 60-minute cooldown thorns, I would go for own only, so it would appear if I don't have my own thorns. And here you have inverse. You should check this if you want to track a buff. It means when the buff cannot be found, the icon will be triggered. So select this one, and I will go to display, choose the icon, thorns, and the same thing on combat. To actions, sound, I would here select sonar. I have animation, present, fade in, present, flash, present, fade out. Okay, so I have here my thorns. Now, if I go, since I don't have thorns, I'll show you. I don't have thorns, and I don't have my cooldowns. All of it is ready. If I use one, as you can see, the rest moved up. If I use bark skin, but now moved up. Berserk moved up. As you can see. I will go for the debuff now. Let me show you the debuff. New. Go to icon again. I go to trigger aura name. Let's say mango. So there is two mangoes in the druid. Mango for the bear and mango for the cat. In the spell box, it's written like this. You have to make sure that you write it down exactly like the spell block, or it will not be triggered. And you click OK. Have it here appeared, and you click the target, or the unit is gonna be target, since you are tracking this debuff on the target, not on yourself. And then you select here a debuff. It's a debuff. The mangle is a debuff. And then you go here, you click on only and show or activate when the given aura cannot be found. Then we click here mangle, go to display, select the icon, mangle, and right here and here we have the mango. Now I would make a new group for these two. Dynamic group, name it auras. Click the icon, group it in the auras. Now we have two groups, one for the cooldowns, one for the auras. Alright, so let me show you how it works. Let's go in. There's mango, there is my cooldown. Now if I use mango, disappeared. Now it will appear again when the debuff is gone on the target. Alright, so I guess that's it for this part. I will be continuing in another part.